now? Do you still run your own neighborhood news?
Yeah, I run mine, and I run two others that I'd love to give away, but nobody wants them yet. The Churchill People's News is mine, and it works really well because I live in the neighborhood and go to the meetings and everything. But I've also got one for the Carver-Jackson Ward area, which is another old urban neighborhood with a lot of similar demographics to Churchill. Hey guys, and one for the River District, which is like kind of our entertainment area. Shockoe Bottom, Shockoe Slip, Manchester. A lot where condos are coming in, and there's a lot of change. New coffee shops, stuff like that.
So you're kind of documenting it.
I am, but
I'm necessarily interviewing all the people.
Right. It's only about half of what it really could be if I lived down there, because all that like small day-to-day on-the-ground stuff that you pick up about your neighborhood walking through the neighborhood. I don't see it because I'm not really there. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example, but just like a house getting torn down or a new shop opening, stuff like that. It's not going to make the news, but you put it up and people have stuff to add.
You do this all on your own time?
Yeah. Usually while I'm drinking coffee in the morning. Usually while I'm drinking my coffee in the morning.
Do you have ads on this site?
We do. We've got three kinds of ads. We've got free classifieds. I've got banner ads that I sell. And then, here's the cool part. Because we've got these 13 community blogs now, the guys that run two of them have decided to try to step it up, and they've got an ad network where the biggest ad and the most prominent ad is reserved for them, and they've actually got a guy trying to sell the space and charge real rates and kick the money back to us. So it's like a network. I don't know. So that's kind of cool, because that's working pretty well. I mean, certainly, I don't know, I say that relative to me selling ads, it's working well. Right. Not like I'll ever be able to quit my job or anything.
So do you consider yourself a more reserved person who just happened to fall into this, or do you see yourself as an extrovert who's trying to spread the word about all of this?
It's online, I'm an extrovert. In real life, not so much. I mean, it's funny, like, I've had people come back and say stuff. I mean, I don't, when people think I'm trying to speak for the neighborhood by any means, I'm just building a framework where the neighborhood can represent itself. But some people have, as it gets bigger and as some of the local mainstream media have picked up on it, they'll mention my name maybe too often or something, and I don't want people to think I'm doing it for my own glory. Because it's the people that send me stuff or post the comments that make the site work.
So you mean like the Richmond Times-Dispatch has written about it?
I think everybody except the Times-Dispatch has mentioned our sites. Richmond Magazine, the monthly glossy for the area, was really early on picking up blogs. The house blog, different things. The food bloggers, they're picking those guys up. Style Weekly is a little bit later, but they've been real supportive, including us in coverage of the debates and stuff like that. So it's like the TV stations, they'll poach stories from us every once in a while, actually, which is kind of fun.
So do you yourself like to be interviewed?
I'm getting comfortable with it.
What about other particulars, like what are your tools when you do go to meetings or you interview people? Are you using a notebook or your own camera, recorders?
I haven't settled on that yet. I've done audio recording and then tried to transcribe it, but that just was laborious. I've tried to just start taking notes, and that's why I have to write it up when I'm done, because with my notes, they don't always make sense 3 days later. It's just to remind me of when it's fresh. That's the best way I found to do it. I don't like the sound of my own voice, so the audio video is something I'm staying away from for myself.
So how did you intersect with Fulton Hill? Did that
through Jeff. I mean, I'd had my site. Well, that goes back a couple of steps. Churchill is the next neighborhood over. I'm right in, the east end of the city has its own particular thing going on, which Fulton is definitely part of the east end. So people from Fulton were reading the Churchill site. We share a lot of the same government representatives and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't picking up their day-to-day stuff, but for government meetings and things like that, they'd check out the site. So some of the people that are active with the NRC here were active on the site. And I think when VCU got hooked up with our NRC to do the site, they'd put my name out as someone who had some experience doing this. I ended up building the technical end of the Fulton site. They got a designer to actually make it look good, which is nice. So I built it and gave them some technical training early on, just how to use the site. So that's that connection. Although I thought before, I'd always had in my mind to contact the people here to see if they wanted to do something like this. I just never got around to it.
Now it's up and running on its own,
Yeah.
like the other ones, except for the couple that you oversee.
Yeah, which the Fulton site is a little bit outside of the sphere of the other ones in that there was never a day when, okay, it was live. It was like sort of just got going. It's not part of the network yet. If they want to, I think, Ross, the guy that does that, would like to have them. Just that since the site wasn't around when we started doing this, we're not sure how to bring new sites in, since we're making up as we go along. So, but it's really, I think in the past 2 months, the Fulton site's getting some real traffic. It's starting to get traction. People are commenting, posting stories. What's neat about the Fulton site, of course, is that it's completely open, that there's no one person that posts stories. Like CHPN, I post all the stories to it. People send me stuff, and I post most of what gets sent, but I filter it to some degree. The Fulton site, anybody can register and post a story, although there are people that are in charge of it to kind of keep it relevant, I guess, if they have to. None of the other sites in Richmond have that wide open model. So.
Great, well that wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
When did you start teaching?
4 years ago, 5, depends. I was a sub for a year, and then I was an assistant for a year, and then I've had my own classroom for 4 years now.
You look like you're not long out of high school.
I'm 36.
Wow.
Okay, no kids, I think that helps. Other people's kids. So.
That's great. So you've never met the people working on the site. You'll meet them today.
Right.
Great. I saw Jeff a little while ago. I don't know if Vicky's here yet.
Yeah, Vicky came in after